Hello guys and welcome to round 1 of our Mazda Touring Car Championship, one make that we're trying to do on a Saturday. Harry has stuck it on pole position, very close. I think a tenth of a second separated the top 5 in qualifying. As we drop down to 3rd and possibly 4th, with Jake making a move on us also. Harry out front and Mr. Kucher Sinning Cock. Not sure what way to say that name. Rather than saying the cock, I think I'll say Cooch. It's a bit easier to say. Doesn't sound as rude. And we're down to 5th with the young man JJ Balding on our ass, thinking of making a move, no doubt. Young lad, just 12-year-old. A go-kart racer in real life as well. Check out his YouTube channel, Jack Balding Racing. He's a nice wee setup at home for playing this game. And we're still in 5th. Can we get a move done? Unhappy on the way into this one. Harry still out front. We'll try to hang it around the outside of Happy, but there's nowhere to go. Do we get a bit of a cut back on him? We do indeed. Is that a move done? And we're back up to 4th. And we squeeze Jake. And he's mistimed his brake, and surely that'll be us up to 3rd. It is indeed. And then we're up to 3rd. Let's keep an eye on the battle for the lead now as well. Harry and Mr. Cooch. Oh, Harry getting the back end out there, and Happy dropping a wheel on the grass in the background. How did that work out for Happy? He's managed to save it, but there's a bit of a bunch back there now, starting to 5 of them, all very close, right down to 7th, with Harry starting to stretch a bit of a lead. And Jake trying to make a move on Happy. It seems like he's made that move. He has indeed. And young Mr. Balding still in the background, along with Adam, making his way up. Oh, and Jake's dropped the wheel out onto the grass, and he's back to 6th. We'll go on down the field. Mr. Brummy in 8th, all on his own. Wiped the tears in 9th place, ahead of a tight wee group of dat bags. Tom's back here as well, aka Blue Ukulele, as is John, Team Lucky, and pulling up the rear is Mr. Sponge. Back on to Harry now as he starts to stretch it out. And Mr. Cooch seemed to have lost the back end there ever so slightly. Are we going to get a run now on him? We do indeed. As we make our way up into 2nd position, but Harry threatening to get away with it. top 6. Just kind of spread out ever so slightly now at the moment. As Jake's trying to make his way back up, making a move on Mr. Balding by the looks of it. Let's keep an eye on that. Does he get the cut back? I would say that has to be a move done. No, Jake deciding to go out wide and look for more of a cut back. I thought he had that move done there, if he had it, threw it up the inside. But surely he's getting the move done now. Has to be. It isn't. No, again he's filtered in rather than go for it on the inside. Nice, going for it on the inside. And the move's done. Jake back up to 5th, but he's not gonna stay in 5th driving like that. He's off onto the grass. And Mr. Balding takes that spot right back again. This seems to be where the battle is at the moment. Although it is eased ever so slightly, we'll run back down. Is there any other battling further down the field? Wipe the tears and Brummy are going at it for 8th and 9th. Ackbag down in 10th. That bag's 11th. Team Lucky, Tom and Sponge, as we go back to our leader, and Harry getting a bit twitchy there. Let's go for a skip now, gentlemen, as it is a long one. It was the first round. We continue to skip. We'll have a nice big skip because it was a bit of a follow the leader. But slowly but surely, the battle for the lead was on. We just about managed to work our way into Harry's slipstream. Harry seemed to be struggling with the tyres, as was threatening to throw one up the inside. We're back out of that. And Harry decides to bite the bullet, and into the pits he comes as we take the lead ourselves for the first time in the race on lap 14. Harry deciding that it was better for him to have a pit stop. I'm not sure myself. I think a no stopper was the way to go for sure. Harry has come back out down in 3rd. Mr. Balding in 4th place, although Adam is all over Mr. Balding now. Can't Adam get any kind of move done? Let's have a quick jump on board with Adam. This seems to be where the battle is at the moment. As you can see on the map, I'm out front on my own, and Jake has a bit of a lead over Harry at the moment as well. Adam in 5th position at the moment. P5, the perfect position for pit parties. And surely that's a move going to be made. No, Adam using his head. Adam wanting more than a 4th place. Adam's wanting that battle of bubbly on up ahead. Although that battle of bubbly is in the hands of Harry, who is now on fresh tyres. So he should be quick. And trying to sneak a nose to the inside, almost, but not quite. very enjoyable wee cars to drive these. We're running the whole tournament, or the whole championship, on the sports soft tyres with ×5 tyre wear and ×2 fuel. This was our first round at it, but very enjoyable to drive these wee cars. They have a good back end on them, on these tyres. As Happy hits into the wall, but Happy is supporting the NHS livery, looking lovely as always. Well done to Happy for his NHS liveries. He's got a few different ones now. Nice to see, for sure. Mr. Coach on his way up into this battle now with Adam and Mr. Balding, as we don't really have to look too much in front of us. We can see on the map that there's no battling going on just yet. This is the main battle on the track, with Adam still trying to get that move done on JJ, but unable to do it at the moment. How is Harry progressing? He is slowly but surely making his way into the slipstream of Jake, but we'll keep an eye on Mr. Balding and Adam. And Mr. Coach, let's go on board Mr. Coach. He's the man to be at the moment. Although a lot of complaints about Mr. Cooch's connection, he seemed to be very laggy. He does seem to have a bit of lag about him whenever we have a lot of people in the room. But hopefully it'll improve. Everyone around the world at the moment is having some difficulties with their internet. I would imagine, with the way the world is going at the moment. And he looks pretty steady at the moment. We don't see a lot of lagging from him in the replay anyway. But still, Adam cannot get the move done on Mr. Balding. Is Mr. Cooch about to have a 2 for the price of 1? Mr. Balding wants a bit of side to side there. And there's 3 wide. How's this one going to work out around this corner? Is there any incidents to be had? Mr. Balding coming back with the undercut up the inside. Does he manage to get a stab? Nice driving guys. And Happy not far off these, and see they're about to make it a 4-way. As we jump back, Harry has got ahead of Jake. When did that happen? There it happened there. Jake must have just lifted off. He has indeed. No fight in him whatsoever there when it comes to letting Harry past. He even had the indicator on. And back to the battle that we were at. That was about to turn into a 4-way with Happy Meal ourselves still out front on our own. Cruising round to victory, hopefully. Lap 18 of 25. And there you can see Harry in the pink in the background. But he's only got 6 laps left to go. People in the race were telling me whenever he came in for the pit stop, they were all like, he's gonna hunt you down, he's gonna catch you, his tyres are gonna be too good. I'm not honestly sure why Harry decided to pit. My tyres felt not a whole lot different at the end of this race compared to what they did at the very start of the race. Even with on the last lap, even they were a tiny bit slidier, but the car's still handling virtually the same as what it was at the start of the race. So we're not sure why Harry has put it in. He says he was struggling with his tyres, but perhaps should have had a quick check at that whenever he came in to see just how poor his tyres were compared to your own tyres. He does use a controller, so perhaps it's slightly harder for himself to look after those tyres. As Jake's clinging on to him, Happy Meal is 9 made his way up into the top 5, and Mr. Balding drops down to 6th and Adam down to 7th. And we'll have a small skip, gentlemen. 5 laps to go, and it doesn't look as if anyone's going to catch us. Harry pushing the limits, dropping wheels on the grass, hitting the purple sector. He did indeed get the fastest lap of the race, which gave him an extra 4 points on top of whatever else he scored. 20 points for the win. Everyone seems to have settled down somewhat. Not much happening in the race at the moment, guys. We'll continue. This was round 1. As we had a bit of a scare whenever we came up to these back markers, Tom and Team Lucky. Tom nicely pulls out of the way, and we think because Tom has pulled out of the way there, Mr. Lucky has seen Tom doing that and he thinks, I'm gonna do that too, I'll be nice. But we were very lucky. It was almost collected there. We were anticipating it somewhat, but it wasn't the perfect place, I mean, to lift off and let us pass. But it's the thought that counts, and we've got away with it. We jump back with Harry. No one is going to have us here by the looks of it. Last lap of the race, we got ourselves a victory in round 1, although we don't lead the championship, as Harry did get that fast lap, which got him an extra 4 points. So Harry is in the lead of the championship by 1 point over ourselves, and then Mr. Wolf, aka Jake, as we come round to the finish line. And we give that fans what they want, and so does Tom. Harry driving very sensibly over the line. He must have been devastated. Harry usually throws a wee handbraker in, but not today. Have we any other handbreakers as they come over the line? What about Mr. Coach? Does he do one? No, nobody wants to do any handbreakers. Oh, someone gives it away, Mr. Balding. And there we go, guys, that was round 1. I shall make a different wee playlist for these particular races, as well as any samba bus races that we do. We'll see you at round 2.